Hi guys, Karen here, and today I'm working with a sketch and my August tip kit. There's the sketch, and I've turned it 90 degrees so that I can use it that way up because I've got the vertical pictures. And I went through my papers of my August tip kit, and I was actually quite surprised how much I still had left. Quite a few pages I hadn't even broken into, so I had lots of choice of papers to use, and it's such a beautiful kit. I ended up choosing this wood grain background, which is very unusual for me, and that is by Pink Paisley from the Summer Lights collection. And then this backing paper that I'm using, this stripy pink paper to back the photos on, that's from the Carousel collection, and that's called the Happy Go Lucky. Most of the papers, all the other papers apart from the background, are all from the Maggie Holmes Carousel collection. But I thought this particular paper went really well with my daughter's top, so I thought that was a good one to use to back it with. So I'm just using that central section because that was the darker colour and it went better with her top. So that's those done. Let's say this wood grain is not a usual pick for me, but because of the beautiful colour of it, I've gone with it, and I really like it. It's a very unusual background for me. And I'm just going through some of the other papers to pick out some that I think will go well with the photos and that will work with the sketch. So I've decided to pick these two. This is a turquoise paper. The yellow and roses one is Rose Park, and the other one is called Sweets. And the sketch calls for a couple of horizontal strips across the bottom, if you can see it there. So these are the two that I've gone for. Again, I'm breaking all sorts of rules, well, not rules, but things that I don't do very often. I don't use yellow very often either, so this is quite an unusual page for me, but the way it turned out, I was really pleased with it, and it's quite nice sometimes to challenge yourself to use things you don't normally use. Now, I very often do use doilies, and I thought I might use the doily for that circle in the background, but in the end, I don't use the doily either, so I'm really going against everything I normally do. But this is something I do quite often. That's Fussy Cut Beautiful Flowers. This was a gorgeous flower paper, again from the same collection. It's called Belle, and I thought rather than I used the doily as a sort of template, but I decided it didn't really need the doily as well because the flowers will work quite well just as sort of arch behind the photographs. And as we're out in the garden, it seemed rather nice to have a floral arch behind the photos. But I thought the little space that they made needed a bit of colour, so I thought I'd cut a circle through with this yellow rose paper to put behind the flowers. We'll see what I mean in a moment. So I'll just take it all out, and I've got that circle of paper there that I'm going to put, but now I'm momentarily distracted by the fact that the strips need to be trimmed. So I've done that, trimmed them, and I think I'm going to stick them together so that they keep, because every time I wanted to do something they kept moving all over the place. I thought if I get these in place, it'll be easier to put everything else where I want it and try them out. So I decided that to put that yellow circle behind the photos and then work the flowers around it, that's where the doily had been, and I thought perhaps it needed some colour. But when I put them there, I didn't really like it. I think it's because it's quite busy paper rather than plain, and I thought, no, I don't really like that there, so it's gone. It was worth a try, but no, I decided I just wanted to keep it fairly simple. This whole layout is going to end up being fairly simple and not over embellished at all. So I stuck those two stripes down, and then I felt that something was needed along the edge, the top edge. Quite often I will do outlining, but in this case I thought I'd use that gorgeous black and white stripe just to create an edge along there to define the edge of those papers, especially with the background, which is similar colour. So yes, that works for me, putting that black and white stripe along there. And so now I'm just arranging the flowers yet again. I kept arranging them, seeing if I'd got enough and where I wanted them to go. just taking off that bit of that leafy bit, because it just was a bit too much. So then I'm happy with that arrangement, and I've decided it doesn't need any backing. It can just be there as it is. And now I'm going to do a little cluster in the top right corner, which I believe it's something. There is something similar on the sketch. It doesn't work out quite. It doesn't quite follow the sketch, but I thought that would go quite well because the colours, the yellow and the pink, pick out the colours I've already used and they're already in the layout, and another little floral piece as well on top of the banners. And now I'm just backing the photographs onto some funky foam, or what do you call it, craft foam. And stick down my strip. And I'm happy with all that. So I think this is now finally, I'm going to finally stick them all down. There we go. Flowers are stuck down, and I'm just going to stick down the little cluster I've got at the top there. You see, it does call for a couple of strips and a little. So it's a little bit different to what the sketch was. Not far away from the sketch. And as we know, many sketches start it as a starting point really rather than an end point. And I'm just going to stick down those little leafy bits because otherwise they might get caught and get torn if they're not stuck down. And I've taken the puffy stickers from the Carousel collection, and I'd had my eye on this as the title for this page right from the start. As soon as I saw it, I thought, yeah, that will go really well. It just says "Hello, love," because these pictures are from when our younger daughter came to stay with us. She just came home for the weekend just to hang out with us, not for any particular reason. She just wanted to hang out with her mum and dad, and it was just such a lovely day. We sat in the garden and we had lunch, and it was just the three of us. It was a really lovely day. So often these days the girls come home because there's a birthday or a particular reason, but there was no particular reason for her to be with us, just because she wanted to hang out with us, which was lovely for us. So I've just created the title there, and it says "Hello, love," and then underneath I've used some of the clear alphas from the Maggie Holmes Carousel collection. I think there were some stickers to say nice, good to see you, I think is what I've said there. And those little turquoise letters are from Jelly Bean Soup. You see, also from the Carousel stickers, I've put a balloon in the top left corner for no particular reason other than it creates that bit of a visual triangle there for the colour, for the pink. And then some more of the puffy stickers, some more hearts I'm just going to stick on the page. So really there's not a lot of embellishing. There's a few phrases going to be added, but apart from that, not a great deal of embellishing, because I wanted this to stay quite clean, this page, and I really love the way it's turned out. With those lovely fussy cut flowers, which I love. And I've still got a few stickers. I know they're really old, these phrase stickers from they've got the Craft Market ones by Crate Paper and the Maggie Holmes stickers, and I'm still using a few of those. So under "Good to see you" it says "Home Sweet Home," and then I'm going to create a little date, put the date that she came to visit on that little yellow label. Using the stays on, so it smudged very, very slightly, but not too much, so you can quite easily still read the date. Just tuck it under those leaves there. And then a couple more stickers from those mini word sticker sheets. Oh no, before I do that, that's right, I was going to do, these are the Hip Kit exclusive alphas, and there were lots of little coloured flowers as extra embellishments, which were lovely. So I thought I'd stick them on, dot them about amongst my fussy cut flowers, and I put them all on, tried to pick out colours that would coordinate, and then once I got them on there, I didn't really like them, so they're coming off again. You have to try these things. I thought it seemed like a good idea at the time, but I just really wanted to keep it quite simple, this page. Bit of an antidote to some of my earlier pages when I've gone a bit berserk with on my birthday pages with all the embellishments. So this time I've kept it much cleaner and simpler. So those 2 stickers, they're both from the Craft Market sheet. Not many of those left now. And it says, "It warmed my heart and there's no place like home." I think that's very much the sentiment of the day. And that little sticker says "Walking on air." So yeah, it was a lovely day we spent with our girl. And I'm just finishing off with some peach Heidi Shine. Just a few little splatters, just a little bit, just to decorate the background, but not too much. And then that's pretty much it. That's the layout. I really love it, and I hope you enjoyed it too. So please like and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Please join me again. Goodbye.